Hello and thanks for staying with us. The further operation in Zone A intercept goods worth over 700 million naira from smugglers operating at the nation's borderline. Also on customs reports, Airport Command intercept elephant Tusks from smugglers operating at the airport. Plus, more report. I am Igiseme Idinye. Stay tuned. The customs area controller in charge of Muritala Mohammed International Airport intercepted elephant Tusks, including drums from smugglers operating at the airport. The airport area controller said that the revenue collection has also increased.
This seizure is of unique nature, especially the pangolin skirts and the elephant tusks. These are endangered species, and the federal government of Nigeria is trying as much as possible to make sure that these animals don't go out of extinction for obvious reasons. Apart from that, there are so many seizures, so numerous to be mentioned here. But because of the unique nature of pangolin skin and elephant tusks, we will allow those seizures for now. Again, comparatively, our duty collection compared to last year, there's been an increase of around 3 billion. And we expect that in the second half of the year, we'll be looking at more than what we had in the first half of the year. It's against the law. The international community is interested in endangered species. They call it endangered species because if nothing is done, these animals will go out of extinction. And the economic and social implications of these animals going out of existence cannot be overemphasized. In terms of what the customs department has to gain by doing this is to make sure that government policy is being checked, and again to help the department that is supposed to be in charge. That's why we invited them in the first place next year, to make sure that these animals don't go into extinction. It's not rampant. Since I came on board, this is the first time it's happening, and because I have eagle-eyed customs intelligence unit, they have tried to bust this one. So, like I told them when I came newly, there is no hiding place for smugglers as far as this command is concerned, and I've been lucky to have a very robust intelligence unit. There's the likelihood that the revenue will increase in future because as at last year, these telecommunication industries by this time they have started coming. The importation have started coming. As at June last year, MTN alone paid around 20-something billion, around 2 billion on importation of telecom equipment. And since I came, we've never had any consignment on telecoms that paid up to 200 million. And yet, we are superseding the revenue they had last year. So what that translates to is that revenue leakages have been very tightened. And because this did not come in the first quarter, in the first half year, there is the expectation that these things will start coming now. So if they start coming, there's every likelihood that what we had in the first half year is a far cry to what we expect to get in the remaining months of the year. This is a drone, and again, it's unfortunate most Nigerians are not aware that the drone is now banned because federal government sees it as militating against security interests, especially in view of what is happening in the country. So this commodity has been banned, and we keep getting many of them. So I think the Nigerian Customs Service, through their media department, is trying to begin to educate the public on why they should not bring in drones. Again, too, again, too, we have another unique seizure. Most people will be wondering why cigarettes, why cigarettes should be seized. If you recall, the Eastern law shows that any import cannot be exported. This is an import; it's a foreign cigarette, and it was detained at the export seat while they were trying to export it. So again, too, it is instructive in the sense that cigarettes, too many of them are being produced in this country. So if it had been Nigerian-made cigarettes, this cigarette would have gone without any hindrance. But because it's imported, all importation cannot overnight turn to become exportation. That's why this seizure again is very unique and instructive. We have equally had a seizure through our intelligence unit of arms and ammunition. We have had 150 packs of live ammunition and 2 magazines.
Okay. In all these seizures, do you really have suspects, or you've been able to arrest some and taking them to court, and some on bail? What do you have to say to this?
Yes, some are on bail. Some of them are abandoned, some are on bail.
The deputy controller in the command also handed over the seized elephant Tusks to Nazareth officers as mandated by the controller in charge of the zone.
We are handing over these Tusks to you as a representative of the other Tusks, including the pangolin skills. So we have given it back to you now. From here, you take care of it.
Yes.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The area controller in charge of semi-border has been speaking on happenings around the semi-border command since he took over the command. He said that the command revenue base has also increased.
The revenue issue on the border is this is a land border. Our revenue depends on the volume of works that are coming. The higher the volume, the higher the revenue. The lower the volume, the lower the revenue. Before here, we depend 60% of our revenue depends on rice and this used vehicle, that is Tokombo. So because of this government policy now for Tokombo through the land border, the revenue has decreased. But nevertheless, we look at some of these challenges and leakages and we're able to block them. That's why you see our revenue is going up higher and higher. As of today, from January to date, we have about 3.5 billion, 787.697 kobo. January to date, 3.5 billion. That's what we have.
Yeah, which means that it's moving.
It's moving. Yes. Gradually, you look at the board there. When you see the board, you see January what we have. Go down, later goes up, go down, goes up. So now, from April, it's going up and up and up. Last month we have 4, now we're even targeting 5, so we're increasing.
Right. Yes. Yeah, the other question had to do with the issue of smuggling.
Yes.
We know virtually all the land borders in the country deal with a lot of smugglers that comes in through the unapproval, not the approval.
Yes.
What has been the level of your activity so far at semi-border?
We motivate our officers, we encourage our officers, then the public enlightenment too make the people to reduce the smuggling, ensure to suppress the smuggling. We have compliance team, we have federal operation, we have the command. So we put them together and let them know that they are one. They are not separate, they are one. So they put their head together and that's what gives us more and more seizures.
The issue now boils down to the issue of meeting you will be holding apparently with stakeholders in the industry, freight forwarders, importers, or exporters, alongside with the chiefs operating in this area. What has been the response so far?
The response is very, very positive. First of all, let me start with the stakeholders. We have normal meeting with them, and whenever we have meeting with them, we sanitize them, we told them what to do, and by assisting us, they used to give us intelligence report, and this intelligence report helped us a lot. So meeting with them brought peace to the area, At the same time, some of these intelligence reports are coming from them. We go to the stakeholders, not stakeholders, these are community leaders, because they are the landlord. They are the owner of the land. So we used to sit down with them, sanitize them, educate them of the effect of smuggling. Their response is very, very, very positive.
Yes, so we go back to the issue of the scanning right now.
Yeah.
But when at the last time the siege came to Lagos,
Yes.
he was saying that the customs is going to make sure that the scanning
Yes.
is positioned virtually in all the areas of
Yes.
the country. But as a border here, what is the scanning level so far?
No, the scanner, I can proudly tell you that in the whole nation, only semi-border scanner is functional. And it developed a lot. When you use scanner, you can dictate, you can see all the concealment. Unlike other places that truck will pass. So here, first of all, when you look at the security aspect of it, if you conceal a small item, a scanner will dictate it. So you see the security aspect of it, all this preparation of these small arms stop in the border. Because each and every vehicle that comes through must pass through the scanning machine. So the scanner here is very important, and we are maintaining it, and it's still functional.
So what message will you be giving to the would-be importer, exporter who are coming to use the border? What will you be telling them?
I'm telling them to come back here because this place now is clear. The road is free. They are complaining of bad road, and the road is multiple checkpoint. Okay, we have demolished the checkpoint. We only have 2 now, and even these 2. Take for example the Bagia assessment. When you come, they look at the paper, you pay, you go. So I'm advising them to come back. The place is sanitized now, unlike before.
So which means that 24 hours you can be properly documented.
24 hours. If you come with a document, you will go. If you come around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, you see our scanners are working, you see trucks passing. So this to show that 24 hours we're working.
The federal position in this zone A has again impounded goods worth millions of naira from smugglers. The goods include vehicles alongside with trucks. The area controller said that a total of 16 suspects were arrested by the customs. The custom boss said that the management is ever ready to wipe out smugglers along the nation's borderline.
You can now see what we have. 1,237 bag of foreign rice or 50 kg each, due to paid value of over 8 million. The federal government policy, the policy of the federal government on ban of importation of rice through the land border and vehicles are still in force. It is for that reason that we have to continue to impose these federal government policies to make sure that rice is not allowed to come in, because the federal government has policy on local rice production. We have to support the Association of Rice Millers in Nigeria to encourage the farmers for local production, so that majority of Nigerians will get employed. And when you are employed, you know you get what to eat, and you also save. After saving, there will be some economic growth and development. Some of these rice are even expired. Okay, for instance, now look at this. All these ones, as you see them, they are expired rice. At the main press conference, we are going to talk more. And these are used clothing. They are also under prohibition. They are used clothing, they are also under prohibition. The government has also banned this, and as policy implementers, like I said, must make sure that these goods are not allowed to come in. These are new tires, and we have seized them. New tires are allowed to come in, but the declaration, the owner used spare parts in chapter 84 4 of the tariff, and these tires are found in Chapter 40. Anything falsely declared is liable to seizure. This is by virtue of Section 47 of Customs and Excise Law, C 45, 2004, Law of the Federation of Nigeria. Any person who declares anything falsely by virtue of that section is liable to imprisonment for a term of 5 years. These are some of these cases we have been battling with ignorant members of the public, or including those who want to destroy the foundation of our economy. So it speaks for itself. Due to a paid value of 33.2 million, they assist. For the avoidance of doubts, dutiable items can be seized if falsely declared. The reason for false declaration is for them to cheat the federal government. Instead of paying the appropriate duty, they will classify wrongly with a view to pay less. And this is part of our work to make sure that such revenue leakages are blocked. This is a truck seized with a DBB of 12.1 million. There are medicaments and used tires inside. Like I said, we always say, if you use goods that are supposed to be paid and you use the ones that are prohibited, the customs and the excise law will have every right to seize this content. Additionally, these are medicaments, no permit for the competent authority. Now, you can now see we have a quantity of 1,590 kg of cannabis certificate. That's the new name because with a duty value of over 60 million. It is on this line, and since we are not as professional as NDLE, it is in this spirit that the representatives of the agency are here. We are going to hand over this to them for onward investigation and possible prosecution. You know, we keep on saying that the work is for all of us, including you members of the press. If we have been seizing these, we have been detaining these, and members of the public do not know, they will always be having misgivings, misinterpretations as to what we are doing. So members of the press will continue to appeal to you to help us get the members of the public informed against the dangers of smuggling, counterfeit drugs, and substandard goods being brought in Nigeria. It is our society, we are members of the society, and by the time these goods that are no good are in, we will be the consumers, and it will have telling effect on all of us.
The controller also handed over seizure to NAFDAC and NDLA officials.
This is not the first time Customs Federal Operation is handing over consignment of pharmaceuticals to us. Sometime last month, we received similar consignments of pharmaceuticals, which were destroyed. The ones handed over to us last month was destroyed just last week. So we have the collaboration with Customs. They are a very strong and powerful ally of NAFDAC in the fight against the counterfeit products, including pharmaceuticals, which are part of what they are handing over to us now. This is diclofenac. It's a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, which from the very You can infer, you can infer that it's most likely to be fake. What we have here, we have this one with NAFTA registration number. We are going to investigate whether the number is genuine, and also most times we send the samples of the product to laboratory, especially for this one that has a NAFTA registration number. So we want to thank Customs for this collaboration. Another product which we have here is tetracycline. This is an antibiotic which is, if taken under, if the dose is less, definitely the person using it will not get the therapeutic effect of the drug is using. And over time, he will develop resistance to the antibiotic that he will require higher doses of even stronger, let's use the word stronger antibiotics for him to get effect of this thing. Then this is cimetidine. It's for ulcer, used for ulcer. So we know that if this drug, if it is fake, and it contains a substandard cimetidine, which is the active constituent, definitely we will not get the required effect of it. This is also an non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, piroxicam. There are so many of them. There are so many of them in the containers, you can see. So we thank Customs and Federal Operation Units. They are very strong and partner in progress. We thank them so much. It's because of the trust which they have in us. That is why they always prefer to hand over seized items. They could have dealt with it the way they did, but when they seize this kind of items, they hand over to NAFTA, having trust in us that we are going to do the due diligence and carry out further investigation and get to the root of the matter. And at the end of the day, most times, if it's found to be fake, definitely to be destroyed.
On behalf of the State Commander, NDLA, Lagos State Command, I hereby take over the bags of dry weeds suspected to be cannabis sativa from the Nigerian Customs Federal Operations Ikeja. I want to use this opportunity once again to thank the Nigerian Customs Federal Operations Ikeja for their tireless efforts in collaborating with NDLA to make sure that Lagos State and Nigeria at large is rid of the menace of illicit drugs. This seizure, by our assessment, it has two positive consequences. The first one is that we have succeeded in removing this quantity from circulation, and hundreds and thousands of youths have been denied access to this drug. Secondly, when you seize the drug of this nature, you have equally reduced crime in the society. It has been proven that the nexus between drugs and crimes cannot be overemphasized. Any crime committed has one form of drug inducement or the other. So I want to thank you for this very giant achievement, and I want to appeal to the members of the public, the press, to assist us in this work, because we cannot do it alone. You will discover that in supply reduction, that is in seizing quantity of drugs like this, it's almost on a monthly basis from area commands and state commands. Yet, drug abuse still continues. The reason being that the only quantity, the only article that has proven wrong, that popular law of demand and supply, which says that the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded. I want to tell you that no matter how high the price of illicit drug is, once you are hooked, you go all out to get it. So what we need to do is to fight the demand reduction, to sensitize the people. Once the suppliers don't see buyers, they will automatically run out of business. So I want to thank all of you for being part of this historic occasion. Together we can make Nigeria drug-free.
This line, you know the reason for bringing these products here. When the documentations of any goods, the documentations are not complete, it is our duty to make sure that these goods are brought here. The reason for this, they have no permit And since don't have NAFTA permit, it is necessary for us to bring these goods here, bring the competent authority. The representative of the competent authority is NAFTA and is here, like I said, and they are going to do further investigation. If the contrary is proved, then the culprits' sanctions will be allotted to them accordingly. Thank you. On behalf of Nigerian Customs Service, Unit Zone A, I'm now handing over this project to the representative of NAFTA.
Just before I round up this week edition of the program, Customs Support, we brought you a report where major seizures took place in the western zone of the country, where goods worth over 800 million naira was intercepted by Federal Operation Unit Zone A. For me, Igiseme Edine, thanks for watching.